have I got a stock for you this week? Guys, I'm so excited to tell you what I think this week's stock of the week is going to be. Everyone's looking at it. I'm sure you are too. But the technical side of things is the most interesting part. Firstly, before we begin, I just wanted to go over Twitter, the stock that we covered last week, where I predicted that it was going to make a reversal based on the charts itself. Thank you for your likes and your comments and everything, and your support for the last video. Loving the comments, really insightful, excellent presentation by you and me TV. Thank you very much, appreciate that. My Turkish Life is saying, I think when Parler gets up and running, I'm thinking that Twitter will drop, most probably, or most probably not. But maybe the price action will tell us if it will drop or not. So I tend to leave the rumors and the chatter. As you know, price when it goes down, there's a lot of fear to it, and there's a lot of rumors, etc. It might be the case Parler might be the next Tesla stock, I don't know, but I can only really go by what the stock chart tells us, and I'll go through it as well. Amanda says that Twitter is dead. Amanda, maybe so again, but do investors think that the stock charts tells us otherwise? On the day you said that Twitter is dead, about 10 million, 15 million pounds, 15 million dollars of volume was put into it on that day, and the day that we don't know if Twitter's dead. You just have to think logically what the price action tells you, yeah? And what the price action told me here was that from this descent to this descent, if it breaks this part here, that is worth considering. And when it's in confluence with this ascending support, which is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 should theoretically should be a point where that it will jump again. And this is what computer algorithm, high frequency trading, banks, hedge funds, everyone's looking at these sort of areas. And when you see this sort of stock here, where you can see that supply was absorbed, and there's a bit of a hammer stick here that pushes it back up, it gives you a really good indication that it could go up here. And when you see the RSI down here as it enters the oversold section here, let me see if I can, yeah, so as it comes into here I would be wary, but as it comes out, which is this one here, as you can see it's coming out here, it's definitely a good time to consider buying. And when you then, these are just indicators, these can't tell you when to buy. For example, here it's telling you that it's overbought, and up it keeps continuing to rise until it goes back down here, and you can see that it's now hitting the section. So these indicators won't tell you when to buy, but it gives you exactly that, an indicator. So around here we bought, again, whether Twitter dies or not, we're up 5%, I believe it is, or 4%. And the price target is to hit its resistance again, about 20%. That's not bad. You can have a stop loss around 7% below, sorry, stop loss here, where your your risk is about 4% and a reward of about 20%. The great risk to reward ratios. My price target here is actually much higher than just 20%. My price target goes about over look at this, this is about 40 days, so if I give it another 40 days around here, up here, about 60, 65, once it breaks its highs, all-time highs here. So yeah, definitely worth having a look at, but we won't dwell on that too much. It's a great trade if you took it, and if you didn't, then it's good one to analyze for the future. One that I do want to get into is Microsoft. Again, we'll go through the daily and the weekly charts. Microsoft fundamentals, they're just ones that it takes too much to go through. I mean, just type into Google or even YouTube, there must be loads of people talking about their fundamentals. They're in charge of the I don't know, cloud sharing platforms, the Azure. I mean, they've got their hands in so many pies. You know, Xbox, loads of people doing home gaming, loads of computers being ordered over there. There's so much stuff going for it. I don't really want to go into it, but the numbers from last year, is this last year? Yep. When the earnings came out last year, 29th of January 2020, they estimated 1.32 earnings per share. It ended up with 1.51, a 14% increase. That was phenomenal. You can see what happened on that day. was this a good 20%? Wow, great. And then the financial market hit, and then now it's slowly growing back up again. I wonder what would happen if this sort of coronavirus stuff didn't happen. But we've got an opportunity now because on Tuesday there's an earnings report, an estimation of 1.64. Wow, is that? It's about an 8 or 9% increase year on year on the EPS. That's phenomenal. But what do you expect from a company that is it is the second biggest company in the world? Just before, I think, Apple, $1.7 trillion of market cap loss I saw. So something's ridiculous. And some people might say, is it too late to invest into Microsoft? What I would tell you here is that when it IPO'd back in '86, it had its all-time highs here at 60. Yes, you would have been better investing around here, but if you had invested around this sort of time, it would have taken you, where are we? It would have taken you almost December 2000, let's just say the 2000.com, this is when that .com crash happened, and then you've got 2016. This is almost 16 years worth of wait time to get back to these sort of highs. So no doubt we're in the we're in the best time to profit from some of these technology companies. In 2018 it had its the market had a bit of a dip, didn't it, in general, but we can see that the overall trend, if I bring up the trend tool, which is here, the overall trend is up. Which is great, and now we've got a period of consolidation, which is around this mark here, and I'll just put my line here. That's its consolidation right now. If we want to see how great this company is performing in comparison to the S&P 500, I'll just turn this on here and I'll put it into a percentage basis, and we can see it's outperforming the S&P 500 from, let's just say here we are in January to now. We are up about 20%, huge. And what I like to see, what I like the most is when the market takes a dip, the strongest companies always outperform the dip. And when the S&P took its dip down here, Microsoft was up 20%. So I don't really need to go through the fundamentals too much, but technically you can see it's great, Let me now move this back to the regular prices, and I will take the S&P 500 off, but it's always one to consider. Now let's look at let's dive into just this year, because we've outperformed all of this and they become irrelevant now. All-time highs, which was, let's get the triangle out. All-time highs, which were here. My magnet, here we go. Was here, 232, down here, up here, and then around here. And this is where it becomes really exciting, because we can see that there's higher lows, which is which is 1, 2, 3. Let's go into the dailies. The chart's more exciting when it's in the dailies. A lot more noise here. All-time highs were here, 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 and Yeah. So we're seeing slowly the chart, you know, bouncing around this consolidation phase. You know, it touched, yes, on Friday it touched the line, which is around here, or maybe a little bit higher, depending on how you look at it. And it's now out of its base here. So what I expect potentially on this day here is when earning reports come out, and it tends to outperform its expectations generally over the years. They put low expectations, Microsoft, with everything. You've got surprise of 10%, 14% higher, 9%, well 10% higher, 10% higher, 17, 18% higher. This was its most recent one. What day was that there? That was when it did the U-turn up here. And then, yeah, you know, I can only expect it to now push out of this sort of period here. So really excited. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I think it's one to definitely have a look at. If it can even maybe, where is our paintbrush? What I would have liked personally is that it does some consolidation around here, or spend some time here. We could see that around this sort of mark here there were some sellers, and it sold out a little bit, but it's good, they're absorbing all of these sort of sellers up here, people that got caught out, some overhead resistance up here. But over the next few, I mean, it broke out of its triangle, so you know the buy was here, but for some people the buy was there, you know, as it came out. But it could potentially, you never know with these things. It could potentially go up and down here before it pulls out. So I'd probably wait for it to come out of the zone here, the breakout period here. I think that was 2231. I'd like to see a lot of volume. Maybe on earnings day there will be a lot of volume, or maybe it will take a couple more days. We don't know, but it's definitely one to have a look at. Well, with anything, do your own research. Make sure before you invest, you research it properly, and that's that. If you've got any questions, do let me know. And yeah, just last one before we go, we can see that the RSI is in its mid-range here. So we're great. All right, good stuff. Happy trading, and wish you guys all the best of luck.